The effect that alcohol has on your reflexes and judgment. A. Is less pronounced when consuming beer instead of wine. B. Is less pronounced when consuming wine instead of beer. C. Is most pronounced when consuming hard ciders and mixed drinks. D. Depends on the amount of alcohol in your bloodstream. D. Depends on the amount of alcohol in your bloodstream. Consuming any type of alcohol can have negative effects on your reflexes and judgment. It does not matter which type of alcohol is consumed, only how much alcohol has entered a person's bloodstream. To change lanes you should: A. Check your mirrors and signal, then change lanes. B. Signal, check your mirrors, check your blind spot in the direction you plan to move, then change lanes. C. Signal, check your mirrors, and change lanes. D. Signal and change lanes. B. Signal, check your mirrors, check your blind spot in the direction you plan to move, then change lanes. Before changing lanes, you should activate your turn signal in the appropriate direction and check your rear view and side mirrors. Look over your shoulder in the direction you plan to move in order to check your blind spot and check the far lane to be sure no one else is trying to enter the same lane as you. Change lanes when you are sure it is safe to do so. This sign means: A. Trucks only. B. Trucks are entering the highway. C. Upcoming hill. D. Trucks have the right of way. C. Upcoming hill. Warning signs are usually diamond-shaped with black markings on a yellow background. They alert drivers to upcoming hazards. This sign indicates that drivers are approaching a steep hill and should prepare to adjust their speeds to continue to drive safely. A vehicle using emergency signals is approaching from the opposite direction on a two-lane street. You should: A. Stop as quickly as you can. B. Slow down, move as far to the right as possible, and stop. C. Disregard the emergency vehicle because it is going in the opposite direction. D. None of the above. B. Slow down, move as far to the right as possible, and stop. If you hear the siren or see the flashing lights of an emergency vehicle, you must slow down, provide a clear path for the vehicle, and stop. Don't try to outdrive the emergency vehicle. This law applies on any two-lane street, even if the emergency vehicle is approaching from the opposite direction.
Want to ace your DMV test? Go to cheatsheets.com and get your guaranteed cheat sheet.
What might happen when alcohol is combined with another drug? A. The effects of the alcohol and the drug may both be increased. B. Nothing will happen. C. The effects of the alcohol and the drug may both be reduced. D. The effects of only the alcohol may be reduced. A. The effects of the alcohol and the drug may both be increased. Consuming both alcohol and another drug may enhance the effects of both. For example, taking one drink when you are also using a cold remedy could affect you as if you have had several drinks. At a light rail intersection, always: A. Look both ways before crossing tracks. B. Pay attention and obey all traffic signals. C. Share the road with pedestrians and bicyclists. D. All of these. D. All of these. You should never drive around lowered crossing gates. Always look both ways before turning across train tracks and always obey signs and traffic signals. Trains share the road with motor vehicles and bicyclists. Round signs indicate: A. No passing zones. B. School zones. C. Upcoming railroad crossings. D. Hospitals. C. Upcoming railroad crossings. Round signs warn drivers of an upcoming railroad crossing area. Drivers should use extra caution when approaching a railroad crossing. When driving in fog. A. Use your parking lights. B. Use your low beams. C. Use your high beams. D. It makes no difference which lights you use. B. Use your low beams. You should use low beam headlights when driving in fog, rain, or snow. You are driving on the roadway and there is an emergency vehicle using its siren and flashing lights directly behind you. You are in heavy traffic and cannot get out of its way. You should A. Stop where you are. B. Blow your horn. C. Force your way into traffic in the adjoining lane. D. Keep moving slowly until you can get out of its way. D. Keep moving slowly until you can get out of its way. If an emergency vehicle is directly behind your vehicle while you are in heavy traffic, continue moving slowly until you can get out of its way. When possible, you must clear a path for the emergency vehicle. Having a few drinks before driving home after work? A. Is good because you will miss rush hour traffic. B. Is good because the drinks will help release the day's tension and make you a safer driver. C. Should be avoided because the drinks may make you a dangerous driver. D. Never hurt anyone. C. Should be avoided because the drinks may make you a dangerous driver. Driving a motor vehicle while under the influence of alcohol is prohibited in Hawaii. Alcohol slows normal reflexes, interferes with judgment, reduces alertness, and impairs vision. If you feel stimulated after drinking, it is simply because your inhibitions are lowered, causing a loss of caution and self-control. It is safest to refrain from driving when you have consumed any quantity of alcohol. Emergency vehicles? A. Have the right of way when using sirens, horns, and/or flashing lights. B. May use a loudspeaker to give instructions. C. May follow each other. D. All of the above. D. All of the above. You must yield the right of way to police cars, fire engines, ambulances, or any other emergency vehicles using a siren or air horn and a red or blue flashing light. Follow any instructions given over the emergency vehicle's loudspeakers. Emergency vehicles often follow each other, so you should proceed only when you are certain the way is clear. If you change your address from that shown on your vehicle's registration certificate, you A. Must notify the County Department of Finance when renewing your license. B. Must notify the County Department of Finance within 30 days of the change. C. Must notify the County Department of Finance only when selling or trading your car. D. Do not have to do anything. B. Must notify the County Department of Finance within 30 days of the change. Whenever you change your address, you must provide the county examiner of drivers with your new address, your name, and driver license number. This must be done in writing and within 30 days of the change. A change of name requires you to appear in person at the appropriate office within 30 days with proof of the change. While driving on a two-lane road without bicycle lanes, you encounter a bicyclist traveling in the same direction. What is the safest way to pass the bicyclist? A. Slow down and wait until there is no traffic approaching, then pass the bicyclist while leaving him or her sufficient space. B. Continue driving straight. It is the bicyclist's responsibility to get out of your way. C. Do not pass the bicyclist until you come to a traffic signal or stop sign. D. Honk at the bicyclist to let him or her know you are about to pass. When the road is marked with a solid yellow line and a broken yellow line, with the broken line next to your lane, you may pass. A. Only in an emergency. B. If you are on an expressway. C. If traffic is clear. D. Only at an intersection. C. If traffic is clear. When there is a solid yellow line and a broken yellow line in the center of the road and the broken line is next to your lane, you may cross the lines to pass if there is no oncoming traffic. You are stopped in a line of vehicles waiting at a stop sign. If there is no cross traffic after the vehicles ahead have passed through the intersection, you A. may proceed through the intersection without stopping again. B. must stop again at the stop sign or stop line before proceeding. C. may slowly roll past the stop sign. D. may follow the vehicle directly ahead of you without stopping. You are driving when it begins to rain. You should A. drive faster than surrounding traffic. B. drive at the maximum posted speed limit. C. slow down. D. drive closely behind the vehicle in front of you. C. slow down. When heavy rain reduces visibility, reduce your speed. Turn on your headlights so other drivers can see your vehicle. If the rain is so heavy that you are unable to see clearly, drive onto the shoulder and stop until the rain lets up. Two solid yellow lines on the pavement mean A. Passing is allowed for drivers from both directions. B. Passing is not allowed. C. Passing is allowed if you are at the top of a hill. D. Passing is allowed during daylight only. B. Passing is not allowed. Yellow lines tell you that the traffic on the other side of the lines is moving in the opposite direction. You should never cross two solid yellow lines to pass from either direction. This road sign means A. the left lane is reserved for vehicles with a specific number of occupants. B. specific turning movements are allowed from specific lanes. C. do not enter. D. drivers in both lanes are responsible for merging smoothly. A. the left lane is reserved for vehicles with a specific number of occupants. This sign marks a high-occupancy vehicle (HOV) lane. HOV lanes are reserved for use by buses and vehicles with a driver and one or more passengers, as indicated on the sign. Seat belts are most effective when they are worn by A. the person driving the car. B. passengers when they are on a long drive. C. all occupants of a car being driven on an expressway. D. all occupants of a car every time the car is driven. D. all occupants of a car every time the car is driven. When you drive, make sure each person in your vehicle wears a seat belt. In the event of a crash, a person without a seat belt becomes a flying object and a danger to each person in the vehicle. Your ability to stop is affected by A. signal lights. B. other cars on the road. C. the time of day. D. the condition of the road. D. the condition of the road. Your ability to stop is greatly affected by the condition of the road. You need to reduce your speed when road conditions are poor in order to maintain control of your vehicle. You will be at risk if you are driving too quickly on roads that are slippery and you need to stop. What should you be most concerned about when you see this sign? A. driving with your headlights out of alignment because one side of your car is higher than the other. B. damaging a tire from drifting onto the shoulder. C. hydroplaning, if the shoulder has water on it. D. losing control of the vehicle if you drift onto the shoulder. D. Losing control of the vehicle if you drift onto the shoulder. This sign indicates that the shoulder is lower than the road in the area ahead. If you drift off of the roadway and one wheel drops onto a low shoulder, do not slam on the brakes or steer sharply to try to get back onto the roadway. This could easily cause you to lose control of your vehicle. This sign means A. Wildlife crossing. B. School crossing or school zone. C. Pedestrian crossing. D. Business district. B. School crossing or school zone. Five-sided signs indicate there is a school nearby and drivers should be alert to children and pedestrians in or near the road. This sign can indicate either a school crossing or a school zone. Downward-facing triangular signs. A. Indicate school zones. B. Tell drivers to yield. C. Indicate construction zones. D. Indicate railroad crossings. B. Tell drivers to yield. Downward-facing triangular signs usually indicate that drivers should yield. Once the road is clear of traffic or pedestrians and it is safe to do so, drivers may proceed. This road sign means A. A steep grade is ahead. B. You must turn left ahead. C. Do not enter. D. A four-way intersection is ahead. D. A four-way intersection is ahead. This sign warns that a four-way intersection is ahead. When sharing the road with a truck, it is important to remember that trucks generally A. Require longer distances to stop than smaller vehicles do. B. Require less time to pass on a downgrade than smaller vehicles do. C. Require a smaller turning radius than smaller vehicles do. D. Require less time to pass on an incline than smaller vehicles do. When you need to change lanes, it is important to A. Signal your intentions ahead of the lane change. B. Check your blind spot. C. Make sure the lane is clear before entering. D. All of the above. D. All of the above. Always signal for an appropriate amount of time before making a lane change or exiting a freeway. Before you make any move to the right or left, quickly turn your head and look over your shoulder to see if your blind spot is clear. This sign means A. Stop sign ahead. B. Lane closed ahead. C. Railroad crossing ahead. D. Traffic signal ahead. This sign means A. Steep downgrade. B. Crossroad ahead. C. No right turn. D. Narrow bridge. A. Steep downgrade. Warning signs prepare drivers for upcoming road conditions and hazards and are usually yellow with black markings. This sign warns drivers about an upcoming steep hill. They should adjust their speed accordingly to avoid brake damage or collision. A person who drives much slower than the speed limit A. Is a very safe driver. B. Always has the right of way. C. Should not let following cars pass. D. May create a dangerous driving environment. D. May create a dangerous driving environment. Driving more slowly than the flow of traffic can be hazardous. If you are on a two-lane, two-way road and driving so slowly that traffic is backing up behind you, you are required to pull off the road and let the other vehicles pass. Only drive significantly under the speed limit when conditions require it. This road sign means A. Increase your speed. B. Railroad crossing ahead. C. Intersection ahead. D. Four-way stop ahead. C. Intersection ahead. This sign means that you are approaching an upcoming intersection. Watch carefully for cross traffic.